Yes, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And I just thought I'd quickly jump on to talk about yesterday and the promotion. And yeah, there's a few sore heads in Burnley and Leeds, I think, today. My head's not the best, if I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even have that many. I've got work today as well. So yeah, as you can see, beers behind me. But yeah, it obviously buzzing to get the promotion done, all dusted, with 2 games to spare. I did think it'd go all the way down to the final game, but obviously buzzing that it hasn't. The Sheffield United blip has obviously helped us massively. But I'll stop short at sort of like saying that they've handed it us. But it has obviously helped us massively. We've been able to get it over the line. And with who Sheffield United are playing on the final day of the season, I was always a little bit worried that we needed to be above them in the driving seat going into that final day. But all of them permutations now are done. We can forget about it. We can relax somewhat for the rest of the season now. But obviously, let's try and go and win that title. But I won't be losing any sleep over it if we don't. The be-all and end-all was getting to the Premier League, and that is exactly where we are. And like I said, I just thought I'd quickly jump on now before I set off to work, because I just want to sort of like give some thoughts. I don't have a plan for this video, to be honest with you. I'm just going to sit here and talk to you for about 10 minutes. First of all, though, remember to smash that like button. It really does help the algorithm. Let's try and beat our record. What was a record? We actually broke the record the other week when I asked you all to do the hit the like button after the Watford game, I think it was. I'll just quickly double check now. Where was it now? Our live record on 471. 471. Let's see if we can smash that like button and break the record for this video, the promotion chat. It's not a fan reaction. Obviously, I did that last night. You can look at it on the channel now. Loads of stuff on the channel. Obviously, the full-time scenes video, 5 fan reactions. It was good to get some not new faces, because George has sent one in before quite a while ago, but good. Tom's fan reaction, by the way, is brilliant. It's not getting the views that it deserves. He was at Ellen Road in a Burnley shirt celebrating with the Leeds fans because he lives in Leeds. Absolutely superb. I'm going to try and clip that up actually and stick some of it out on other social media, because that deserves a lot of love, does that one. And as well, thank you to George for sending in the fan reaction. Always good to sort of like hear a different kind of accent and stuff on it, and show that Burnley, do have fans all around the world. So again, go and show George some love. And obviously as well, it's great to have all the usual suspects in there sending the fan reactions in. Big shout out to all of them. But yeah, Burnley back in the Premier League. And look, I've seen a lot of stuff from other fans, namely of fans down the road. There was one Twitter account that was just replying to every Burnley fan page like, you're going to go down next season. You're going to go down next season. So what? If we go down next season, we go down with another 150 million quid in the back pocket. And that's all that matters. The disparity between the top 2 divisions is absolutely insane. Everybody knows that. We will do very well to survive in the Premier League next season. But that's for another video. We're not going to discuss all that now. I've seen people sort of like talking already about who we should buy next season and who we should try and keep hold of. First of all, let's try and keep hold of everybody, because they all deserve it. And yeah, let's just have fun on winning the league first. But yeah, absolutely superb. Every single lad who pulled that claret and blue shirt on this season deserves a lot of credit. There's a few players that aren't necessarily getting the credit, because everyone were buzzing yesterday. Of course they were. But it's good to see. Oh, well, actually, I do want to say something. The lads, by the way, you might not have seen it yet. The lads actually went to the Royal Dash last night, which is absolutely superb. I'm gutted, obviously, I weren't there, but obviously I took my little boy on, so there's no way I were going to Dash afterwards. But yeah, absolutely superb. And again, it just feels like this is what I mean about Burnley Football Club. And when I say it's sort of like a close-knit community family club, some people could argue that they don't feel it's as much of a community club these days, but I would disagree with that. And I feel like yesterday the players thinking to themselves, let's go to the Royal Dice. Let's go and celebrate with the fans. You don't get that in many other places. Absolutely superb. And there's some pictures of the likes of Josh Brownhill. I'm pretty certain he's standing on the table. And Connor Roberts as well, standing on the table. And Ashley Barnes at the Royal Dice yesterday. Absolutely superb. But yeah, every single lad who pulled that claret and blue shirt on deserves a lot of credit. We've proven a lot of people wrong, and including some of our own fans. And I know I said this on the fan reaction yesterday, and I weren't trying to dig anyone out or criticise any individuals, but there has been some moments this season where I feel like there was too much noise, too much negative noise, when we always looked like I admit that at the start of the season, we didn't look necessarily like a top 2 team after we'd sold all the players. But as the season got on, you could see the signs were there. Each game, each match week, every single week, month, we were getting slightly and slightly better. Some of the nil-nils were frustrating, of course they were. But at the end of the day, now they don't matter. But again, it just goes to highlight the fact that we probably needed a number 9 to win them sort of games. But we're 2 games left now. We're on 94 points. Yes, you can look at them games and create an argument for saying we did need a number 9. But we've got 94 points now, and Leeds, who have, who are very good going forward, they could argue that they obviously need a better goalkeeper, and I'd agree with that. But they're going, real guns going forward and doing very, very well. They've got plenty of strikers. So did we need a striker? Yes, we probably did. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We are in the Premier League, 94 points with 2 games left. This team that everybody criticised, and not just Burnley fans, but everybody criticised, you're seeing national media saying they're not good enough to go up. You've got certain podcasts that talk about the Championship a lot, saying that they're lucky to get promoted and all that sort of stuff. Absolute nonsense. This team is second in the division, joint top on points with Leeds because it deserves to be. They've been absolutely fantastic. Scott Parker's another one, proved a lot of people wrong. Yes, I know I did say when we were linked to him that it would be somewhat underwhelming, but I also said when we get him in, if we get him in, I said at that point, he will have my 100% backing. And throughout the season, I have consistently, since he's been here, backed Scott Parker. And I'm buzzing for him just as much as I'm buzzing for anyone. I feel like, obviously, we have a better connection with the likes of Josh Brownhill because he's been here longer and stuff. And it's buzzing to see Josh lead the team to promotion as captain this time, by the way. Absolutely superb. Yeah, what a day yesterday was. What a day. Like I said, I wasn't one of the ones in the Daesh until 4 a.m. As much as I wish I were. Them days are long gone now. But yeah, some quality time spent with the little boy yesterday as well, making memories, watching Burnley getting promoted to the Premier League in your first full season as a season ticket holder. I'll try and explain to him my first full season as a season ticket holder. I think we're in Division 4, but I'm not sure we had a season ticket back then because we won it in 92, didn't we? So I'd have been 4 then. So I think my first ever season ticket sort of like would have been in what is now League 1. So yeah, he's very lucky to be able to watch Burnley in the position that they're in now compared to what we were growing up. But yeah, another word on Josh Brownhill. I know I keep sort of like digressing, but he's been, again, he's another one. I don't think he gets the love that he deserves off Burnley fans. But look at what he's done in these last 2 games when we needed. He's our top goal scorer, by the way, as well. By the way, not only I said by the way twice, and now I've said it 3 times. But he's been superb this season. Yes, there's been games where he might have gone missing a little bit, but the best players in the world sometimes have poor games. I'm not for 1 second suggesting that Josh Brownhill's one of the best players in the world, but he's been one of our most consistent performers this season. You could definitely argue that Steve will be the player of the year, or Trafford, or even CJ. But obviously that'll be a separate video. But Josh Brownhill doesn't get the love that he deserves off Burnley fans. But again, yesterday pops up with the 2 goals. Absolute clutch of a man. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And at the risk of repeating myself, I just want to hammer it home. He's a big moments man. It really, really is. And the reason why I want to sort of like drum that home is I see a lot of stuff by people saying, oh, he always goes missing in the big games. Does he? Proven recently that that's just not true. 2 goals yesterday to seal promotion to the Premier League as captain of the club. And obviously a massive goal at Watford, just like he did 3 years ago in a massive game against Watford. Ultimately against Watford 3 years ago, it proved to sort of like be irrelevant. That's probably not the right way to describe it. But obviously we got relegated despite that massive win, because after that we turned to rubbish. But yeah, clutch player, and I think he's absolutely superb. And if he does leave, fingers crossed, the promotion to the Premier League makes him sort of like rethink that. But if he does leave, he will be a massive miss, and I think people will understand how good Josh Brownhill is for Burnley when he's not there anymore. And yesterday as well, Hannibal, he is getting a lot of love recently, and he completely deserves it. But he was another one at the start of the season where people, myself included, possibly didn't really understand sort of like the role and stuff. But he came in yesterday and he was absolutely superb. He was winding them up no end. He was getting in their heads, as the song goes, in your head, Hannibal. Love it. That's the perfect song to describe Hannibal. Absolutely fantastic. He was rattling them yesterday, and I feel like, yeah, he's getting a lot of love recently, whereas I think he was sort of like underappreciated at certain points of the season. And he's obviously got Premier League pedigree, played for Man United in the Premier League, scored goals for Man United in the Premier League. Not many, admittedly, but has scored a goal for Manchester United in the Prem. Well, he's definitely scored for Man United. Whether it was in the Prem or not, someone will probably tell me it was in the Carabao Cup or Europa League or whatever. But yeah, we've got players now that when we're going into the Premier League next season who have played in the Premier League, have experience of the Premier League, know what to do in the Premier League. Even the likes of Steve and stuff, he only played 6 months for us last year. But like I said, I think I said it somewhere already, he definitely improved us when he signed for us last January. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next season. And now we can start thinking about it, because there's been so many occasions where I'd let myself start drifting away and thinking about the Premier League and stuff next season. And I stopped myself because I'm like, it's not done yet. We need to get it over the line. I'm buzzing now. I can't wait to go to Everton's new stadium. I genuinely, that's the thing. Obviously, we've been in the Premier League many times over the last 10, 15 years. So going to the likes of Anfield and Old Trafford isn't sort of like the novelty that it once was. But Everton's new stadium, 100%, I am buzzing for that. My only issue is with the little boy only being in his second season as a season ticket holder, he'll only have about 800 points or something like that. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, just again, I digress. My head's all over Gaff. I have got a sore head. I need to set off and drive to Manchester in about 10, 15 minutes. The full-time show, by the way, will be tomorrow. So Wednesday at 7 p.m, I'm thinking. I will put a post up confirming it, just like I always do. But the full-time show is not going to be tonight because I have to go to work. It's going to be tomorrow. But yeah, listen, buzzing that we got it over the line. Buzzing that we can now have a somewhat relaxed last 2 games of the season. I'm going down to QPR on Saturday, although I need to get in touch with the guy that sorted the tickets because I haven't actually seen them yet. But yeah, buzzing we got it over the line. Let's just go and win the title now. Like I said, I won't lose any sleep over it, and I do feel Leeds have probably been the best side over the course of the season, but they have had a small blip recently before they recently hit form again, and obviously it's given us a chance to win that championship. But yeah, I actually do feel sorry for Blades fans as well. I will say that. Despite the narrative that Jimmy tries to spin on his channel, I have nothing but respect for Sheffield United, nothing but respect for their fans. Yeah, yesterday was good to do it in front of them, but only because we've been battling with the Blades over the last few seasons, and it's always been Burnley and Blades at the top of the championship, then Burnley and Blades together at the bottom of the Prem, Burnley and Blades back together again at the top of the championship. So it was good to do it in front of them, just because they've sort of like been a rival of sorts recently, but not in a rival in like a negative, I want them to lose sort of sense, like a rival in the battling it out against them sense. I do feel for them. Hopefully there's no hard feelings on the Blade side of things, because I know there was a few sort of like Burnley fans that ran up to the away end and stuff yesterday and started filming them. Then there was the incident with the coach. Again, it's nothing against Sheffield United. It's just emotions of the moment spilling over. And yeah, I know Leeds fans are buzzing right now, and obviously I'm not going to sit here and say I feel sorry for Leeds fans because I don't. But I bet it's a bit of a shame to get promoted in that way, watching another team win. Beggars can't be choosers. Not that Leeds are beggars, but beggars can't be choosers, right? You're promoted to the Premier League, and that's all you're bothered about as a Leeds fan right now. But yeah, there's no better way to do it than to seal it at home at the turf. And thankfully we did that this time, because last time we did it at Middlesbrough, didn't we? And then at Blackburn, which was brilliant. Don't get me wrong, winning the league at Ewood, there's nothing better than that. That will never be topped. But we won the league up at the Riverside against Middlesbrough, and we didn't actually achieve anything at the turf. So that was a bit of a shame. I mean, I was at both games, to be fair, so I didn't miss anything. But there's nothing better than doing it in front of your home fans. It was buzzing yesterday. There's full-time scenes, videos on the channel now if you want to go and watch it. The full-time show will be tomorrow night, not tonight. But I will be releasing probably another video later today from when the players came back out on the pitch and started doing the celebrations. That's going to be on the channel at some point later today. And there might be a couple of shorts popping up on your feed today if I can get a couple of minutes while I'm at work. But we're in the Premier League. Just thought I'd come on, try and sort of like give my thoughts. This video had no plan, no structure, and I feel like it feels like it. But yeah, you can blame them bottles of Madrid behind me for the lack of effort and the lack of structure. And as you can see, I found a Moretti deep in the bottom of the fridge as well. I did drink a bit more than that. Drink responsibly. But just why somebody says, I can't believe you got a bad head off all of them 3. There was a couple more. But I will fully admit, I can't handle it these days. I'm too old. But yeah, if you haven't liked the button, haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. It really does help the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Leeds fans, if there's any watching, see you next season in the Premier League. Blades fans, no hard feelings, hopefully, but I'm pretty certain you're in the playoffs. We are Premier League, so we are Premier League. Get in there, Burnley.